I am joined by Leanne, Cluster Director, newly appointed Cluster Director, although you've been with the hotel for a while. Cluster Director, Sales and Marketing at Rosewood Bangkok. That's Thailand, of course, the world's most visited city. Or at least it was before the pandemic, right? How are you?
You very much so. Yeah, great to be here tonight.
Yeah, it's a 5-star hotel, 30 stories. It's amazing. I got to go check it out online. So, Leanne, how have you been through this mess?
Wow, what an adventure the last 7 months has been since this has all been unfolding across the world. So we're doing okay, and we're very much just trying to navigate it to the best of our ability right now.
You guys closed for a bit, right?
Yeah, so back in January, we started hearing about a pneumonia developing in China, and we started to get a rush of cancellations from guests coming from Wuhan, and then a spike of bookings coming from Shanghai and Beijing because we saw unrest was coming through around Chinese New Year. And so back in January, we then started having quite a lot of disruption to air lift into the destination. And then we closed at the end of March, very much in line with the fact that martial law was being enacted and a curfew was being put in place. So really to protect our teams, to just really reset and understand what was evolving. So we were closed for 92 days.
Oh, wow. But you've been open for a couple of weeks now or more, right?
Yeah, we reopened on the 15th of June. So we're pretty much closed from the end of March until to the middle of June when they actually lifted the alcohol ban. So we had an alcohol limitation in the market, which sort of is quite restrictive for restaurants and bars to operate. And there were a number of curfews and policies in place in terms of being able to operate a hotel. So we were following those guidelines.
Right. So how are things going right now? Are you seeing some bookings?
We're single-digit occupancy during the week and double-digit on weekends right now. We're a purely domestically driven market. The commercial airspace to Thailand is effectively closed, and only to repatriation flights as well as to people on certain visas. And we have a mandatory 14-day quarantine policy currently in place. So, we're purely working with the population within our borders right now.
Right. Do you expect, or are you hearing anything about the borders surrounding you opening up, Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos, or still tightly closed?
Thailand will be tightly closed, and it perceives it's going to be that way for some time. We've had the privilege or benefit, I guess, of a zero transmission in country for quite a while now, and a very low fatality rate, and subsequently the entire activity in the market is on the verge of caution, and we're reacting in that way. So I can honestly, as of today, the civil aviation, the airspace is closed until the end of September, and the state of emergency is in place.
So can you share with us what you are doing to ensure the bookings that you do have?
From a Rosewood's perspective, it's been very much a clear message of a commitment to care. I think there's a huge drive of staycation markets. Weddings have returned and events of the smaller scale, and people are just really enjoying the food and beverage scene. I would have to say that our restaurants and bars have never been so busy because the market likes to enjoy food and beverage. So we're really fortunate that is the case. We've done a lot of work in terms of our a social responsibility element. We've had Rosewood Bangkok on the move, which is focused on supporting the first responders in the city. And also, we have Rosewood Raise, which is an initiative to support our fellow colleagues that have been impacted during this time. And we're just doing our very best, to business is so last minute. Like it's just, and we're fortunate we're a city or a country with lots of public holidays. And so there's been lots of long weekends to really drive demand. So it's certainly, there's been, after being the world's most visited city, as you mentioned earlier, to at some stages we would have over 46 nationalities in-house. It's gone to very much a Thai-driven market completely.
Yeah.
And the expats that exist within the country. Yeah.
So any predictions at all for the rest of the year?
I think, there is a real sense of safety, but also fear associated with the virus. And subsequently, there is no indication at this stage in terms of borders reopening. So we are just working the best we can with the market that we can, and lots of just different, we're constantly innovating, constantly doing new things. We've launched cake subscriptions, and we've launched the world's most luxurious drive-through to support our suppliers to deliver, from our partners of province program, and just trying to create channels of revenue streams in a really strange time. There's lots of travel shows on in the local malls where people are buying vouchers to stay and to dine and to experience. So like literally it's grassroots domestic market and domestic selling, really.
Right. Well, that's good to hear. So, Leanne, with the time remaining, any advice for hoteliers going through this around the world? Because your story is similar, as you know.
Yeah, I think we've demonstrated globally the importance of adapting to the unprecedented times, and I think it's from the sales and marketing angle and for hoteliers around the world, it's just giving it a go and trying new things, and it's really not adopting any policy or process that you did prior. I think flexibility is key. The non-refundable prepayment business of the past doesn't really exist right now because people just aren't confident to book without that. I think data is key right now. I think data will drive the understanding of recovery, and I believe it's critical to apply data, so to use that in the decision making. And use this time to give back and pay it forward. There's a lot of people around the world that need help right now, and if you can support a previous colleague with a positive LinkedIn, or someone who's lost their job, or helping them with their resume, we're very fortunate to be employed right now, and it's really important as an industry to come together that way. So, yeah, challenging times.
Yeah.
From all over the world.
Yep. Well, thank you for that, and thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much for your time. Have a lovely day.
You too.